Daniel Foster lived alone in a small wooden cabin on the edge of the vast Laikipia Plateau, deep in the heart of Africa. Endless stretches of green grass surrounded his home, broken only by scattered acacia trees standing beneath the harsh white sunlight. Life in this place was so quiet that every sound felt amplified under the midday sun. There were no people for miles. Daniel had long grown used to the isolation, sharing the land with the wild animals that roamed freely around him. He never imagined that one day this peaceful routine would be interrupted by a creature in desperate need. One bright afternoon, Daniel noticed a dark shape standing still on the grass in front of his porch. It was a fully grown black leopard, yet its frail body stripped away any sense of its usual power. Its ribs pressed sharply against its skin, creating a painful sight. The once glossy coat was dulled by dust and dirt, a clear sign of hardship. The leopard did not snarl or move forward. It simply stood there, watching the wooden house in silence. Its golden eyes reflected the sunlight, filled with exhaustion and caution. Daniel froze where he stood. His heart raced as he took in the scene. He could tell immediately that the animal had not come to hunt or challenge him. This was the stare of a creature pushed to the very edge by hunger and fatigue. After a brief pause, Daniel slowly tossed a large piece of meat onto the grass, making sure to keep his distance and not step forward. The leopard lowered its head and remained still for a long moment, as if deciding whether survival was worth the risk. Finally, it rushed forward and began eating frantically. Every movement was tense and alert. Each bite was taken in haste, as though the food might vanish at any second. Daniel remained motionless, controlling his breathing so as not to disturb the fragile balance between them. An invisible line of fear and respect lay unbroken. When the meal was finished, the leopard stepped back and stared at Daniel for a long time before silently disappearing into the forest. The next day, the black leopard returned at the same hour. It stood in the exact same spot, keeping the same careful distance. There was no aggression, no territorial display. Daniel repeated the same routine, placing the food down and stepping away. This pattern continued day after day. The leopard never crossed the boundary, never approached the porch. Its behavior was calm, restrained, and unusually disciplined. Over time, Daniel realized that the animal was not seeking comfort or control, only a chance to stay alive. His fear slowly faded, replaced by a quiet sense of responsibility. Weeks passed, and Daniel began to notice changes. The leopard's coat slowly regained its shine under the relentless sun. Its movements grew steadier, its steps more confident. The hollow look in its eyes faded, replaced by renewed awareness. Life was clearly returning to the weakened body. Yet the leopard continued to keep its distance, never allowing Daniel to come closer. Their bond was not one of taming or dependence, but a temporary trust shared between two separate worlds. One afternoon, heavy footsteps broke the silence near the porch. The leopard appeared closer than ever, swaying as it walked. Its front leg trembled with every step. After moving forward a few paces, it collapsed onto the grass. In the bright light, Daniel saw the reason: a steel trap clamped tightly around the animal's leg. The old metal jaws had bitten deep into the flesh. The leopard breathed heavily, its body stiff with pain and exhaustion. It looked up at Daniel with eyes filled not with anger, but desperate hope. Taking a deep breath, Daniel approached slowly. He spoke softly, keeping his movements calm and controlled. The leopard did not resist. With shaking hands, Daniel worked carefully to release the trap, removing each mechanism one by one. The animal remained silent, enduring the pain without a sound. When the trap finally sprang open, Daniel immediately stepped back. The leg was free, yet the leopard stayed still for a long while. The two stood in silence beneath the blazing sun. Daniel placed another piece of meat in front of the animal. This time, it ate slowly and calmly. With great effort, the leopard stood up, turned its head, and looked at Daniel one last time. No roar, no gesture. Just a long, meaningful gaze. Then, dragging its injured leg, it disappeared into the forest. In the days that followed, the grass in front of the house remained empty. The familiar figure never returned, and the silence left Daniel uneasy. 3 months later, on a familiar afternoon, Daniel noticed movement at the edge of the lawn. The black leopard had returned, strong and healthy. Beside it stood a fully grown female leopard, alert and watchful. Behind them, 2 small cubs followed clumsily across the grass. The family stopped at a distance, observing the wooden house in silence. The black leopard looked at Daniel, its eyes calm and complete. There was no need to come closer. No action was required. In that moment, Daniel understood everything. A single act of kindness had saved a life, and that life had gone on to protect and create a future for an entire family in the wild heart of Africa.